Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. I'm Tsogomolisiwa and this is Gracefully Tori. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, hi. Thank you for clicking on the button to find out more about who I am and what I'm all about. And if you're a returning subscriber, shareholder, welcome back, baby. Shareholders, where are you at? Thank you for this year. Thank you for continuing to be a shareholder in 2022 through the ups and the downs. Thank you for engaging in my content and sharing in my content. If you're a shareholder and you're watching this video, please drop down shareholder in the comments chat and let's celebrate you amazing souls. Now, once or twice, maximum twice a year, I like to do a Q&A session on my channel. I really enjoy them. I just think that, if there's something that somebody wants to know about you or what you do or why you do the things that you do, or just curiosity in general, this is like a great place and a platform to like go into those and clear the air and really also start a conversation, right? I'm sure people might have different opinions or thoughts or something to add on to like the answers that I may give, and so on and so forth. So this is the first and last Q&A for the year 2022, and I'm super excited. I put out a post on all of my platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and WhatsApp, to ask you guys if you have any questions for me or about me that you would like me to answer and talk to, and you guys came through. I love the fact that some of the questions really do require me to like apply my mind, and they aren't your usual boy questions, which is really great. Not the boy questions are bad, but sometimes it's really great to have a bit of a twist. So I'm not even gonna waste any time. I've compiled those questions in my other form and in no particular order. Let's get into it. Okay, we're going to get into the questions. I'm not going to mention the names of the people who sent the questions because I forgot to mention that when I put the post up. And even though I don't think all the questions are confidential, I just want to respect the people that have sent them. So yeah, I've screenshot them into one folder and we're going to get into them. First question: how do you juggle your demanding job, church, your role as a leader there? Why did we have to go there? YouTube content and all. I don't have a definite answer, but we can start by saying that God is gracious. But I think that I have also learned that I can't do everything all at the same time, and it's great to learn how to delegate. And for somebody like myself who loves doing things by themselves and everything, it's a little difficult to really fully and completely let people in. But it's something that I've been really working on. And also, majority, if not all of the work, the stuff that I do is also work that I'm passionate about. And I don't know about you guys, but passion will keep you awake at the weirdest hours of the night. Like, I could come home, I could go to the office and then maybe have church after that, and still at 2 a.m. be wide awake because I feel like I can't go to bed because I edit the video on YouTube, Yeah, and it brings me so much joy and so much fulfillment in doing that. And I think that's also what really pushes and motivates me. It's not the easiest thing. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh my goodness, it's not easy. And I've had moments of burnout. I've just had moments where I won't do it. But I think that knowing that the things that I do are part of what I've been called to do, they're part of my purpose. They are also a driving force into the legacy that I want to create. That's what keeps me going. Yeah, that's what keeps me going. I don't know how I manage everything, but I'm able to make time for things. There are times where sleep is an illusion. It's really a dream, because there's like a fire that's burning inside of you because you want to do these things. And I think one thing that I've also learned this year, it's okay not to be there, ne? I think I've said this earlier, but it's really okay not to be there. And what makes a great leader, I believe, is being able to impart what you know to the people that you lead, and they're able to execute things fully in your absence. And I think sometimes, when you do have your leader there, it does take a lot of, and this is me blabbing, like tough love from the leader to be able to leave you to do things and learn to swim and to fly on your own. But I think it also takes taking the first step of being intentional to really let the people that you're working with know that you won't always be there. You really won't always be there. And this is not even in reference to death. Like I always tell the praise team where I fellowship that I'm not always going to be here. There's going to be a time, like I believe that it's going to be a point in my life where I will live or move to or visit New York. So I'm always telling them, New York. So let's maximize the time we have here together, so that when I'm not here and I'm in New York, we're still good. Right? So yeah. I don't know if I completely answered the question, but I'm going to leave it there. And then the very same person asked the question, how do you do the graphics in your videos? They are dope. Cha! Firstly, thank you. Thank you. Let me start here. When I was in university, there was a design course, right? Photoshop, Adobe, the whole suit. I hated it. It was a mandatory course as part of my degree, and I think we had to do it for a semester. I did not enjoy it one single bit. I felt like it was too technical for me. I didn't think that I was artsy or creative enough, so I did it just to finish, right? So I love things that look beautiful, but I just felt like they were going to be beautiful but not done by me, if that makes sense, right? And fast forward to the pandemic, when I started, when I started YouTube and everything, I had to teach myself how to make a thumbnail. If I want to put like a reaction on my page, I want to make transitions, I had to teach myself like from nothing, and literally grow. And I don't even think I'm there yet, but I'm at a point where I'm really enjoying it. So going back to the question, I currently use an app called Canva to make my thumbnails. Thumbnail is that picture that you see, like when you're on somebody's YouTube timeline, the pictures that you see that are like a story about the content of the channel. So I use Canva for that. I also use Canva for I don't know if my logo is this side or that side. I use Canva to create that, as well as add the it will say VLOGMAS and my logo, I think, yeah, or whichever way. I've used Canva for that as well. And then to edit my videos, I still use InShot. So I found an app called InShot, but I also learned that design requires you to constantly be exploring and experimenting, and that's how I think I've gotten a little better. I'm not like advanced stages, but when I look at my work from Haki Simolla, my channel, until now, yo, my dear, we have come a long way. And I think I've changed apps like possibly 3, 4, 5 times as, you know, I advanced in like my creating and wanting more of a challenge and just wanting to know more. I know on Haki Simolla YouTube, I did hear about Canva, but I felt like it was too technical for me. It was overwhelming me. So I used other ones, I can't remember the names, until I've got into Canva, and Canva is providing a really great challenge. I'm enjoying using it, and I think also it's just me allowing myself to explore and experiment, and just also put my personality out there, you know, make my channel a little fun, because I think I'm a little fun as well. So yeah, playing around and challenging myself, allowing myself to go into a territory I really felt was not for me. I didn't think I'd do good in. Moving on to the Facebook questions. The first question says, how are you, Tshego? And has a laughing emoji. I don't know if you can see. I don't want to zoom because the person's name is obviously there. Laughing emoji. I'm okay, but I think I'm a little hurt. I'm going to use the word shattered actually. So I'm recording this video the day after we heard about Twitch's passing. May his soul rest in peace. And I think for me, it was the first time I was hurt and affected by someone's passing that I've never met before. And I think that just goes to show the extent of the impact and influence that his work had on all of us. I think it's not even just me. Like, I struggled to sleep last night. There was a point where I thought I was like suffocating because it was just that painful. And if you've gone through your own struggles, or you know somebody you can relate to being in a dark space, you know, mentally, I think you might be able to understand why something like this is so painful and it hurts so much. I mean, we know that he passed away because of suicide. However, we don't know the extent, but like I'm saying, if you've been in a place where you've had a dark phase in your life, yeah, it hits home differently. It triggers you differently. But over and above that, I'm okay. 2022 has been a very long year. If you ask me, it's been I feel like there's been 3 years in one. So I'm super excited that we are in December, and hopefully we will be able to wind down and just gear up for 2023. Yeah, I am exhausted as well. I think, it's like we're running a marathon in this year, eh? Like, we're busy, but I think I'm good, and thank you for asking. Yeah, I think I'm gonna say I'm okay. You know, I'm okay and optimistic about life in the future, and I'm excited that I'm doing Vlogmas. That's how I am. Thank you. The next question on Facebook says, do you have your own registered company? If not, what are you waiting for? I mean, you've got so many passions. This question feels like an attack on my life. I actually currently don't, and I hate that I'm saying that. Yeah, and I think your last statement almost answers my why. One thing about me, one thing that I love about myself, or I've learned to accept about myself, is the fact that I am multifaceted. And I love that about myself, you know. Or versatile, you know, and it comes with its pros and its cons. And the cons are, for me, I sometimes don't know where to properly focus, right? Because there's so many things that I'm passionate about. There's so many things that I'm quite good at doing. yeah, there are so many things that I would like to venture into and monetize off of, right? And so I actually began the process with like SIPA last year. Like I have, a company name and everything, but I just didn't know what I wanted to do, right? I just didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't think or feel that I was certain that I wanted to venture into one area over the other or start. And my passions are like my babies, right? And I think, yeah, they're like my babies in the sense that now having to choose one over the other didn't make sense. And I think what I need to do, what I'm planning to do during this time of reflection, is really just unpack, what my strengths are and see how I can, venture into something as a start. Yeah. So yeah, I think I should actually give you a call, and we should talk about this. I'm gonna do that, sis. I'm gonna give you a call. We can talk about this, and I'm sure that maybe you could give me advice because I see you're doing great things in your space. Last question from Facebook. No question. Just to let you know, I love how you love the Lord. Thank you, sis. I don't know how to like give feedback or to answer that question because it's warm. It's warm. Yeah, it's warm to hear that. It's beautiful to hear that. And then when you look back over your life and you see how you've questioned yourself and you've questioned how you do things or who you are, and sometimes question how you are different and you aren't like everybody else, authentically, just because of who you are. And sometimes you don't fit the mold or you don't fit into groups, and making that bold step to just be yourself and to be yourself and be confident about who you are and love God your way loudly, and get responses like this is quite warming because I sometimes have a lot of imposter syndrome about, is it imposter syndrome? But I question and second guess me putting myself out there and celebrating how I love God, because I don't think it's the same way that is usually, how we like to put things in a mold. Yeah, and the fact that I can be loud and I can be vibrant. Like if you follow me on Instagram, I love, like, almost every other morning I'm posting a video of me like bumping up to some good gospel tunes, and just celebrating Jesus and celebrating good gospel music. But I'm also a clown, and I'm learning to be comfortable in myself being a clown and understanding that, it's okay to be lighthearted, and huba umzelwani does not mean that we must always be uptight and fit into one mold, right? We're different for a reason. So this comment, because it's not a question, it means a lot. I really appreciate it. So thank you, sis. And then we go to Instagram. The first response just says I can't, and the person is laughing, and I'm gonna put them on blast. Okay, no, I wouldn't do that to you, but I see you. Next response or question from Instagram says, has your favorite color changed? Yo, a lot about me has changed, ne? So much so that I don't even know if I have a favorite color. And that's wild, because I've always been that person when it comes to like favorites who is so certain, and I'm so loud and proud about it. But I've loved mint green for such a long time. I still absolutely love mint green. Is it my favorite color? I don't know. I don't think so. Do I have a favorite color right now? No. No, because I think that for me, having a favorite color clouded my appreciation for other colors, for beauty in a different way, you know. It just had to be mint green or nothing. And there's there's so much more to see, and it doesn't have to be in mint green for it to be beautiful. So let's just say at this particular point in time, ga ke na favorite color, so it's changed. Second last question. I love the fact that most of my questions are like from one person and there's like multiple questions. That's kind of cool. Second last question. What keeps you motivated? There's quite a number of things that keep me motivated. I think I'm gonna start and say, for me, my mom. And it's not even because she, you know, she is constantly calling me to no. I think growing up and seeing how that woman worked, how that woman sacrificed, how much that woman gave for my brother and I, you know, to have the best that she could give. My dear. Yo, yeah. I think throughout even just my academic career, you know, from primary school even to high school, varsity, and even in the working space, like, I've got to do it for that woman. You know, I've got to do it for that woman. And every single victory, every single win is mine secondary, in the sense that it is my mother's first and mine after. So that woman deserves the world. And so for me, I can't stop, you know. And sometimes it's hard, and sometimes, you know, we get discouraged and we trip and fall along the way. But one of the reasons why I somehow, by the grace of God, find a reason to get up is my mom. Is like, if I could, I would give her the world and kick everybody out, because she deserves it. Right? So yeah. And also what keeps me motivated is purpose. Understanding that it's only going to get better, and that I could never be able to fully fathom the plans that God has for me, the thoughts that He thinks towards my life. And for me to bask in them and to appreciate them, to grow and reach great heights and my full potential, I can't give up. Because giving up means I am depriving myself of the opportunity to get there. I am depriving myself to live and serve God where He has placed me. And yeah, it's not the easiest thing to do, because life is hard, ne? Life is hard. We experience imposter syndrome. Sometimes you are going in one direction and the world is pulling the other direction, and so many other factors. But understanding that where I am, God has called me for so much more. Yo. Yeah, ne? Yeah. And also, I mean, I'm excited about being a mommy one day. And I want to be one of those moms that shares a story of resilience and drive and passion and not giving up regardless of the circumstances, you know, with her babies and with the world. I feel like I've got so much greatness inside of me, and there's a huge story for the world over and above even my babies that are coming not now, but there's a story for the world. I feel like my voice is for international platforms, and I want to get there. With every fiber of my being, regardless of how scary it is, I'm excited to experience that which God can do through my life. And so with things like that, how can you not be motivated, right? And the last question, oh, I'm glad I saved this one for the last. It says, what does accepting God's purpose for your life look like to you? Yeah. Batho ba deep mo botshelong, like batho ba deep. What does accepting God's purpose for your life look like to you? It looks like two things: complete surrender and trust, understanding that before I was formed, He knew me and He has planned and a path for my life, and it's not mediocre. It's not, I'm not like an extra in the world, you know. You know, when you watch movies, like sometimes, you know, there's a main character on the scene, there's like extras walking by. I'm not an extra. I'm main character vibes. That's what the young people say. The young people say, right? So surrendering to Him and trusting that, second one is trust. So first, surrender and trust that where I can see up to cannot be compared to where He's taking me to, but it requires me to let go of what is in my hand, let go of what is in my mind, and let go, give it to Him, surrender it to Him. Let go, not let go, wow, forsake and to give up, but to give it to Him and allow Him to lead me. It means continuously allowing myself to be transformed by the renewing of my mind, because on my own capacity, my mind is extremely limited, right? And it is in human nature to, you know, to want to think for ourselves or to want to do things and believe that, yeah, point A is the best, right? So surrender and trust and not giving up on myself. I think I'm one of those people who sometimes can be extremely hard on myself to the point where, I beat myself up bad, right? And sometimes I find myself questioning if I should still go on. Like, am I good enough? You know, you get an imposter syndrome, right? Am I good enough? You know, does God still want to use me? Does God still love me? Does, you know, are God's, you know, thoughts and plans for my life still valid? But understanding that, you know what, it's more than, God's plans for my life are more than what I'm going through right now. They're more than my failure today. They're more than the mistake that I made. And surrender, trust, being transformed, and being intentional about focusing on God. I've had a constant and consistent prayer this year, because this year, surprisingly, it's been a very rough year. It's been great. Like, it's been on both high spectrums, like very great and very not so great. And my prayer was, I'm not gonna stop coming. Like, God, I refuse to stop coming back. I refuse to stop getting up. I refuse to, stop trying. I refuse to, give up when I feel like, what, I'm not where I want to be in living for you, in ministry and serving you. I refuse to stop coming. I refuse to sit down and have a pity party and go, woe is me. I want to keep coming. I want to keep coming. I want to keep pressing. I want to keep being here, because I know that you have so much in store for me, and that, sometimes we're so much harder on ourselves than God is on us. But it takes us, giving ourselves a bit more grace and picking ourselves up and moving on. I'm going to close it right there. Yo, Adiboto, guys. Woo! Yeah, so thank you to everyone who sent in your questions. I really appreciated them. They really meant so much. Yeah, they really meant so much. I really hope that one day, like in the future, we can actually have a Q&A session in some forum somewhere, like face to face, and by the grace of God, it's going to happen. But you know what, it's going to happen. Let me close this video off. I'm sure it's pretty long already. I'm going to be cringing watching it. But thank you so much. Thank you for watching Vlogmas and subscribing and enjoying. I really hope that by the time this video goes out, we have crossed the 500 subscriber line. Crossing 500 subscribers and road to 1 million subscribers. That is the current dream. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, to comment, subscribe, and share. Share on your WhatsApps, on your Instagrams, on your Facebooks, TikToks, Twitter, Bona, everywhere. And let's have Gracefully Tori. Let's have this video trend. Thank you. I am the winner in Christ my Lord. Ooh, winner I will be. Oh, when I'm in the war, I'm like a soldier in the army. I am